Welcome back. New at 5, space debris danger. Soon anyone launching a satellite or spacecraft will have new rules to follow. It's the government's effort to control a collision or additional space junk in orbit. This piece of debris survived a re-entry from orbit and smashed right through the roof of a home in Florida just this year. Chief Meteorologist Emeritus Glenn Burns joining us now with a look at why the feds are concerned about this.
Indeed, you know, situations where space junk falls onto a house like that, they're pretty rare, but the real danger is what could happen if debris knocks out a satellite or threatens the space station.
I have probably a handful of times on this while we're on the space station, we've had issues. They put us in a safe place on the space station and wait for this thing to pass. I'm currently living and working on the International Space Station.
Retired NASA astronaut and Atlanta native Shane Kimbrough speaks from experience.
I've been fortunate enough to go to the space station 3 different times.
Channel 2 Action News caught up with Kimbrough at his office in Houston, Texas, to get insight about the new rules regarding space debris.
That's a huge danger to a spacecraft, but also to a person in a spacesuit if you're out doing a spacewalk. And so, thank goodness we have people that track all those things.
Not far from our interview with Kimbrough,
this is a multi-layer shield.
NASA's Orbital Debris Program Office works to understand how even the smallest particle could pose a threat to humans and technology.
This is an example of a spacecraft window, of the type of window we had on the space shuttle, where a small impactor hits the surface of the window. It just gives you an idea of the kind of damage a tiny piece of debris can do. Our newest models, we're looking at debris shape.
Scientist Mark Matney leads that team. He says collisions and explosions that lead to space junk are common.
More than 200 explosions in space since the beginning of the space age, so they create lots of small debris.
The team tests protective gear and materials used to build spacecrafts by shooting those small objects at the target.
Handle the orbital debris environment that the spacecraft of interest is going to be encountering.
That's what both the FAA and FCC are tackling as we speak.
Liftoff.
Starting the fall of this year, the FCC is requiring all new satellites to follow a 5-year rule. Basically, the satellites need to be responsibly taken down as soon as practical, but in no more than 5 years. That's a drastic change to the rule that's been on the books since the beginning, which was 25 years. So why do you and I care what's floating around in space? Well, your GPS, weather forecasting, military information, all come from satellites in space. Astronaut Shane Kimbrough's alma mater, Georgia Tech, is helping find solutions.
Debris that was being created in space could eventually be an issue.
Mariel Borowitz is a professor at the Sam Nunn School of International Affairs at Georgia Tech. She travels the world speaking about policies when it comes to space travel, launches, and debris. International cooperation is a big part of the puzzle with more commercial space interests.
And a lot of different entities that have different interests and different priorities.
She also explained how tech is helping to find solutions to the issue before it's too late.
We can get better sensors, we can get better algorithms, all on the technical side.
One of the solutions involves launching a device into space to collect debris.
Even if these satellites are tumbling, they're not predictable, it's difficult to approach them and to grapple them, that would be a technology that would allow you to do that.
All of it to keep outer space safe for everyone.
We want to be able to use space in 50 years, and 100 years, and 150 years.
Including those who have aspirations like Kimbrough, or anyone dreaming big about the future of space exploration.
I hope one day if we can get the moon kind of, call it colonized or, inhabited, that you could potentially take a vacation up there, right, and hang out.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Space is our future. You know, scientists with NOAA estimate 200 to 400 objects enter the Earth's atmosphere every year, but it's a numbers game. Luckily, humans are impacted often because the majority of Earth's surface is water sparsely populated.
So how fast is it actually moving, Glenn?
That is a great question. Say the word space.
Space?
If you were a piece of space debris, you would have gone 10 miles in the time it took you to say that word. 22,000 plus miles per hour. Even a fleck of paint is like a ballistic missile.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Glenn Burns, so happy to have you here.
Same here.
Thank you so much.